What's up? Welcome to the stream. This is going to be interesting because the chat is dead. I'm not dead. But yeah, welcome. Whoever's taking me can fuck off. Anyway, but yeah, welcome. So like I said, as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about 2021 season. Just because, I think we should. It's going to be an interesting season again. We'll get into reasons why, but in all fairness, I think this season is going to be quiet again. It's not going to be an exciting season. I'm going to be totally honest. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more. We're going to see delays again. I think. Yeah, I say this every single year, like. To be fair, this season, I think we're going to see a lot of delays again. I think we're going to see some 2021 editions that were originally supposed to be opening last year, which were stuff that was supposed to open last year, which was postponed to this year. I think we might see maybe some of them being moved. I'll talk about like each one. It's either going to be these new editions are going to either open later in the season and then the parks are going to have to try and make money back from it, considering the extra delay and stuff, or it's we're going to talk about each one by one. I think really we should start with Thorpe Park. I think with Black Mirror Labyrinth, which replaced The Walking Dead Living Nightmare. That was supposed to open, I do believe, March last year. I think it was due to open like spring of that year, and I think it was supposed to be March of last year. But due to coronavirus, they decided to cancel it altogether, and they decided that it wasn't going to open until 2021. And I'm going to be brutally honest. I hate to say it, but I don't think Black Mirror is going to open at the start of the season. In my opinion, I think Black Mirror will probably have a summer opening. I don't think Thorpe are going to be in much of a rush to open it. I think two things will happen with Black Mirror. It's either going to be delayed until 2022, which means it would have been delayed by 2 years. It all depends on how finished it is. Because I presume last year it was close to being finished, I presume. Right. I presume it was due to. I presume it was finished. Like I say, throughout the whole season last year, we saw sod all. There was no sort of like. They nearly announced it a year ago. They announced it in February last year, and it was due to open a month later. I'm not too sure they were even finished. To be fair, I don't think they were. To be honest, I don't think it was. I don't think it was finished. I don't know. This is the thing. Like throughout the whole season last year, there was like nothing going on over there. I think there was like very little construction that we could notice. I'm just trying to think. There's so much to talk about with Thorpe this year. Like Thorpe Park in the season, I think we're going to see very similar effects, or similar sort of things as of like last year. Um, and to be fair, we will in it as um, as we go on in a minute and talk more about Thorpe, we will talk about Walking Dead, the ride, and Darren, and good old Ghost Train when it's working. But yeah, I think Black Mirror, it's either going to get delayed until next year or it's going to be delayed until later in the season. But to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if they do either, to be fair. But in terms of stuff like Jungle Escape as well, Jungle Escape, that opened in 2019 as a paid extra escape room experience throughout most of the year, I think, apart from like Fright Nights. I think it shuts for like Fright Nights. And then it was supposed to come back last year, but it didn't open last year at all. And to be fair, I think they could have reopened it in the summer. I think they could have, but they decided not to. Which I think, yeah. Do I think once again, I think Jungle Escape's going to get a delayed opening. And I think, this is the thing with Jungle Escape. I think Jungle Escape's going to get a delayed opening and then the price is going to go straight up again. I remember when Jungle Escape first opened, it was on I think it was something like a tenner. And then as the season went through, because people weren't, going into it, they decided to take it down to like £5. And like, I don't know why they did that in the first place. Like, I don't think Jungle Escape really worked for them, to be fair. Yeah, I think Jungle Escape's probably going to stay shut for another year. I think Jungle Escape's going to stay SBNO for a whole season again. Okay, let's talk about Walking Dead. I think Walking Dead will reopen this year, but once again, as I've said with like Black Mirror, I think it will have a delayed opening. When do I think Walking Dead will reopen? I think Walking Dead will probably reopen in May. I want to say maybe May bank holiday, Walking Dead will reopen. Do I think it's going to have actors? I don't think there's going to be actors in that attraction this year. I think maybe Fright Nights, if everything goes well with the vaccine, I think we might get actors back in there at Fright Nights. In my opinion, I think Walking Dead will have actors again at Fright Nights. Ghost Train. I don't think it's going to open at all this year. I think we might get it open at Fright Nights. I think. But I won't be surprised if Ghost Train doesn't open at all this year. I think Ghost Train's not going to open at all this year. I think we're going to be seeing that area, shut off again and probably used for Oktoberfest. But yeah, like I say, I don't think Ghost Train's going to reopen this year, which is a shame, really, because I'm one of the few people who actually enjoy Ghost Train. I enjoy it, even if I think there was one day where I did it like 8 times in a row. Like 8 times in one day, and I love it. So much. I do. I enjoy the sort of like the technical aspect and also the story aspect of Ghost Train, and I just love. I remember when they put the strobe maze in the tunnel scene originally. I didn't love the tunnel scene with the strobe maze, but I eventually came to love it, especially when there was actors in there. When there was actors in that room, it was brilliant, and I think they made it more intense as well in that strobe. If I remember correctly, originally at one point actors would be in there, but they were utilising a lot more space. Like they were using the drop down window, which I didn't even realise was there. And you know, they at one point I think at one point there was like I can't remember. It might have been before the strobe maze was put in, but I remember like actors used to crawl, like hide down by the trains. Like if you've not been in Ghost Train and you don't know where if you don't know where the trains are and what I'm talking about, in the tunnel scene, there's normally technically three trains in there. There's like 3 tube trains technically in there. You got one as soon as you go through the double doors, and then you've got one by the drill, and then you've got the one in the tunnel down the back. Now, when it became a strobe maze, you'd go past train 1, which is in that corner, go through the strobes, head up to train 2, which used to move, and then they just randomly turn it off, and it just became like it's still there, but they sort of just made it like flicker lights, and there was like smoke and fake rocks there, which didn't make any sense. That the train has crashed, yet the demon rips up the train, so it made no fucking sense whatsoever. And then you had the one down next to the subcore drill. The subcore drill, like to be fair, I remember when I did Ghost Train for the first time in 2017, I didn't take much notice of the drill because back then you couldn't really see it. You know, you didn't get time to know what was going on because all the attention was down by the tunnel. Whereas when they made it a strobe maze, the drill was the main story bit, really. You know, if you didn't do it when it had the strobe maze in, the drill explodes pretty much. The drill gets out of control and then explodes near enough. When the drill does explode, the whole room like strobed and then went pitch black. And I mean like full on pitch black for about maybe 10 to 20 seconds. And it was pitch black in there. Like they would turn the train lights off and everything. And it was pitch black in there. And when they had actors as well, you know, the actors were moving around as well. You could slightly see them moving around, but you didn't know whether that was someone moving or what. It was weird. And like I say, I do enjoy Ghost Train when it works. Yeah, so that's fun. Ghost Train. I've said this before. When Ghost Train works, when Darren Brown's Ghost Train works, everything's working. It's brilliant. And also when that thing has actors in it as well, it's a completely different experience and a lot better as well, in my opinion. Alton Towers. I think they're going to open Gangster Granny late. I think that's probably going to open about May half term again. Trying to think. Croc Drop. I think that's probably going to be the only thing that will open on time this year. Well, it'll open when the park opens, so I think Croc Drop will probably arrive on time. Legoland's new area. I think that's going to get delayed. I don't think it's going to open this year. To be fair, it might. I don't know. I think it might. Just trying to think. Polton's Tornado Springs. I think that will open on time. I think that's going to be one of the few things this year that will open on time. You know what, guys? I'm going to finish this here because I'm just talking to myself and no one cares. But yeah, I think we're going to get probably a 6-month season this year. I think we're going to get a shorter one, but a bit of a longer one than last year. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe.